Hi, it's Peter from Record. Right, on this short little video I'm going to take you through drilling out some pen blanks on my Herald lathe here, and I'm using our SC2 chuck. This is the 2.5 inch one, direct threaded. This M33. We also do the 2 inch one with the insert, so if you've got an SC4 chuck you can use the insert from that to put a tidy, accurate little chuck onto your lathe. So, as with the other chucks in the series, the SC3, SC4, a small scroll stroke, very accurate, and the base jaws are all numbered as well. So they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and your top jaws to the corresponding markings. So in this particular instance, I'm using our little pen jaw set, so it's just a 2 jaws I'm going to fit onto here. Normally, if this was 4 jaws, I'd bring them together and do the little kiss test on them, but seeing it's only the 2 jaws and it's for pens, I've got a little bit of accuracy. I can account for a little bit of inaccuracy, so I should say. So that's all ready to go on. Note on this as well, this little chuck as well, it's got the locking screw for your spindle. So make sure that's out past the thread, so as you don't damage your spindle thread when you put it on. Also, when you take it off, make sure it's backed off again, so as you don't damage your spindle thread. So I've got the spindle free at the moment, and what I'm going to do is actually use my locking lever, release lever, and put that through the back of the spindle to the hand wheel to lock my spindle, rather than using the index. If I was just taking the chuck off and it was free and I knew it was a decent fit, then I could use the index position. But if I want to tighten it up a little bit, I don't want to knock against the indexing unit, because you've got a locator in there and a disc that goes around there, which is like an aluminium disc with all the different positions in there. And if you keep on knocking on it, you're going to make it just a little bit bell-mouthed. So to get the best results, use your locking lever at the back and you're not going to do any damage. So I want to screw that on. Just take it up a little touch. I could take that out now. Make sure you take it out before you start up. I'm just going to pinch that up. I'm not likely to do any reverse turning on here anyway. With that in the drilling, what we're going to be doing in this little operation, but I'm just going to lock it up just out of habit, really. I just get into the habit of putting my chucks on there and just pinching them up. So right, those are all locked up. I'll just check that I've done both of them. Right, okay. So now I can put my blank in. I've got a little project to do. We've got some turning events coming up and we're going to be doing some pen turning there. So I'm just doing all the prep at the moment. So I'll previously cut all these down on my bandsaw. Roughly 19mm square. The more accurate you cut them square, the better it is when you do your drilling out. A lot of people, they use a pillar drill, which is just as good if you can get it all set up nice and square, but you need to keep a square platform, square base, so as you don't get any runoff. But if you do it on a chuck to your tailstock, it's 1-to-1 sort of thing. You'll have good accurate drilling on there. So so these are 19mm, roughly 19mm square, and what I've done, and I've been quite mean on this, I'm just under 55mm. You might find that's a little bit close. I'll show you a barrel in comparison. I've not got a lot of waste on there. You may want to leave a little bit longer, so If you've got the timber, leave yourself a little bit more, especially when you're poking your insert in with the super glue on there. This is one I've just done. It's a little bit wet, but you can see there's not a lot of depth of waste there, nor on this side. So I've got just a little bit to clean up on there, but I'm quite accurate on the actual drilling itself. So I can, you know, I can get away with it. It's an accurate little blank. So I've got a few of those to do. So the next thing is to actually mount this into my chuck and pinch that up. And you find if you can use other jaws as well. You don't just have to use the pen jaws, but they normally give you, as long as it's all square, it give you a fair bit of accuracy. So on the mid-range, the middle position on my Herald heel. So if I start it up on a slow speed first, I think you can see the accuracy of the blank itself. I've got hardly any run out on there. And now I can wind it up a little bit. So that's all alright. So the next thing is I'm using a step drill. And again, it just lends yourself to a little bit more accuracy. If you take it nice and easy when you're doing this, you should get a positive, nice clean hole on there. So 7mm on this occasion for this one. And I want a drill chuck. So I'm using a 1/2 inch drill chuck. So lock your tailstock off first. Put that in nice and firmly. Open this up a little bit. I can take that back actually. And I want to lock up on the main shaft itself. You can go into the back of the chuck as well if you're doing some really hard words, but the drill chuck should hold it. But you can go into the bottom of the chuck as long as you're not catching too much on your actual drill flutes. But I shan't. I should just go just short of actually doing that. Make sure that's nice and locked up. So I can bring that up close. Take my sleeve back as far as I can go and get that nice and close. Lock that off. So I'm all basically ready to run now. I want to put my... This is only a bit of maple or sycamore, so I can still try and keep my work area a little bit tidy. I'll use my extractor. So get this going. Wind the speed up, and I'm going to go around about 800, something around about there, 800 RPM. It's nice with a variable speed lathe because I can adjust my speeds as I'm going along. What I don't want to do is be too fast and then start burning the timber and generating too much heat into the drill. On this wood, I say it's sycamore or maple, so it's not very dense, but I'm still going to generate a little bit of heat. And what you'll find is if you do it too quick, you'll burn and you produce too much heat onto the drill tip and you'll lose the edge on it very quickly. So if I get that set up, and I'm only trying to keep this a little bit tidy, I'll put my extractor on. Now I'm ready to start doing a little bit of turning. So I've locked my tailstock off and start my drilling. So ideally you want to relieve the drill as well as you're drilling. This is better with the extractor. You can see some of it's been taken away. Also to keep a little bit of extra accuracy in there, don't use the full stroke of the tailstock. Push it through a little bit, then drill it. So we've got one drilled there. So now that I've finished the drilling, I'm going to do the counterbore, and I want to get close as I can to the actual insert in there. So what I'm going to use is just a little shouldered boring tool to get down there, and I just want to touch on to the insert. So I'm going to use the chuck and my drill chuck and the 2-door chuck again. So I'll put that into here. I'll lock that down nice and firmly. Wind this back again, and I just want that in contact with that. I don't want that loose, so I'm going to just keep that extra accuracy in there. So when I put this back in there, I put the insert in there now, and I glued this just a short while back, so it should be okay to drill. But if I put it onto there and move this up, what I'll do is I'll maintain my accuracy on the pen blank. So all being well, as I move that in and out, it should be still a good fit into there. So what I can do then, I've locked that up, start my lathe, and I'll start it off roughly in about the same speed again. It's only a short little lop, and what I'll do, lock that down. I won't do I won't put the extractor on this time, but I want to get really close to that, so not far off. It'll wobble a little bit until you lock it back down again, and then it'll be alright. So just nice and easy. Still a touch more. Switch it off completely. Come on. Put her into error. That's it. So I'm just under there, and do the other side. So this side is okay. Now I'm going to do the other side, so we have to just do the same as what I did before. Put my jaws up. Just pinch that in to start with. Not mob up to the back of the jaws inside as well. So I'll just push that up into there, lock that up. Let's start up again. And that's done. So I'm right on top of that one, really close. Just a fraction under on that one. So a nice accurate little pen blank and a quick little operation on our Herald lathe here. So hope that's of a little bit of use to you and gives you a few ideas, and we'll catch up with you soon. Cheers for now, bye.